Welcome back to another video in our Google BigQuery series. Today we are exploring how to bridge the gap between your local environment and the cloud by automating file uploads to cloud storage. As you can see here, we have 4 Parquet files on our local computer: customers, order items, orders, and products. Currently our target bucket BigQuery 3 is completely empty. We want to move this file efficiently so they are ready for BigQuery analysis. The key to this automation is the service account. Think of it as a digital identity for your script. Instead of using your personal login, the service account uses a secure key to tell Google Cloud, hey, I have permission to put these files here. This allows our local machine to communicate directly with Google Cloud Platform without any manual clicks. By using this method, we can schedule uploads or trigger them whenever new data arrives. It's secure, fast, and professional. Now that you understand the architecture, let's jump into console and the code for hands-on demo to see this in action. Alright, I'm already inside Google Cloud Console. So our first step is to prepare the service account. So let's go to navigation menu, select IAM and then IAM. Click service account and we want to create a new service account. Let's give name bucket uploader as a and service account description. Let's say upload files to bucket. Click create and continue. Here we need to grant permission to the service account. If we select here cloud storage, we have many available roles. The highest one is the storage object admin that can have full control over the bucket. We want to give like minimum required permission to the service account. So storage object user that has create, read, update, delete objects, it is enough for our operation. So I'm going to give storage object user and click continue. So here we can give permission to different user to this service account. For our demo purpose, we don't want to give any permission. Keep default and hit done. And we can see one service account created, bucket uploader essay, and right now it is enabled. Now let's go inside the newly created service account. We can see the permission. If we click manage access, we can see right now the permission is storage object user. Let's go to keys. Click create new keys and we want JSON format key and hit create. And let's save the keys into our C drive, temp, name it as GCP key, save. So we have successfully created our service account key. We can use this key to connect to GCP and perform upload and delete files action to the bucket without providing any username or password. Let's verify if the files is there. Yes, we can see GCP key JSON file already sitting here. Now we need a way for our local computer to communicate with Google Cloud. For that, we'll install Google Cloud CLI. That's a command line tool, also known as gcloud command line tool. So let's download and install now. So first, open your browser and search for Google Cloud CLI install Windows or any other version, or Google Cloud CLI download. And the very first link you see, quick start install Google Cloud CLI, click this one, and then under Windows we have download link here. Click the download link. I'm going to download inside temp folder, already downloaded here. Now double click to start install the file. Agree. Just keeping default install. Using CLI tool, we can run commands from our local machine to interact with Google Cloud services such as Google storage, BigQuery, Compute Engine, and many other services. So right now installation in progress, so it might take few minutes to complete. The installation completed, so let's hit finish. So once you finish, by default this one will start. That's the command line gcloud init, and in the same quick start tutorial page you also see gcloud init. That's the initialization of the cloud. So if you want interactive command line using username password for the first time, you should follow this path, and once you provide your username password to connect to Google Cloud, then next going forward same credential will be used when you communicate. But in our case we'll use service account without any username and password. So for our case, we don't want to initialize, so we just close it. Let's check if our installation is successful. Just open a command prompt and gcloud dash dash version. Yeah, so we can see our command line tool installed successfully. Let's create a script to upload all of our local files to GCP Cloud Storage bucket. I have created a PowerShell script to auto upload from our local into GCP Cloud Storage bucket. So let's open and walk through the what script is doing. So it's very basic and simple script. First part to define all the parameters we need for the file for the upload. The key first parameter is key path, that is our service account key file, and then the local folder where our data files are. That's the path under temp BigQuery demo files. So these are our files we want to upload. And then the bucket name. So that bucket name, if we go to our cloud console, so here is our bucket. So we want to upload under this bucket. And if we go to configuration, we can see the bucket URL. So that's the bucket URL. Finally, the project ID, because I have multiple project, so I want to upload under demo project. So the project ID is upbeat math, this number. So, and then the second part is to authenticate using our service account key. So the command is gcloud auth and activate service account, and we need to pass our key file as a parameter. So we are passing key path. This is the file path. Then we need to pass our project ID. So project ID is this one we're passing. That will authenticate our access to the cloud bucket. And finally, just to upload command. So you can see there are two commands. So the gsutil I just commented out. So both of them, gsutil is the older version of the upload and sync command. Right now Google has a modern version of that is called gcloud storage rsync. They do exactly same thing, both still working, but Google recommending to use gcloud storage command that is modern and faster than. So I'm going to use this one, and finally just a log once the upload complete. So let's try the script. Okay, let's close this one. Under temp folder we have the script, so let's open a PowerShell. So that is our file. We can see our script started running. Okay, we got an error. Error is related to permission. Get access is denied. So here is the error. Storage bucket get access to the cloud storage bucket. So we need to give permission to our service account to list the objects from the bucket. So bucket view permission we need to give. Let's go back to our cloud console, and then IAM. So right now I think for that service account we have only storage object user permission that can only create, update, delete files, but we need a viewer permission as well. So bucket viewer permission. So let's search for storage. So here is a permission: storage bucket viewer grant permission to view buckets and their metadata excluding IAM policies. So this permission can view buckets and their internal metadata. Save. So once you save, it takes few minutes to reflect the changes. It is already added here. Let's try our script again. Seems the script is working right now. No more error. And if we can go back here, you can refresh the bucket to see if any files are there. No file yet. Yeah, so it started copying files. So see, it's uploading. So upload is completed. Let's refresh our bucket now. Yeah, all right, we can see all 4 files just now uploaded into our cloud bucket. And the command we are using, it is actually syncing the files in case of anything changes here, any file change, then it will upload into the cloud. So seems our script is working. Now we can schedule that script into Windows scheduler to run point in time every day or every hour. That can automatically upload whatever file we have into our cloud bucket. Open task scheduler and we can create a basic task. We can name it upload files to GCP. Next, trigger daily, or we can weekly, monthly, one time, whatever they want. So for example, daily what time? For example, we want to trigger at 8 a.m. 8:00, and then action, what it will do, it will start a program, and the program script is PowerShell.exe, and then the argument, we need to pass argument like this: the execution policy by pass, and then the dash file, our file in C, temp upload to GCP PS1. That's our file. Next, and that's it. We can finish, and we can see our active task here. So we can see our task is created and that will run every day at 8 a.m. So that's how we can create a script and schedule a task in Windows Scheduler that can run every day to upload files into GCP. So far we have learned how to create GCP service account, add permission and generate key using IAM. Also we have done install and run GCP CLI or gcloud command line interface. And we also tried PowerShell script to authenticate to GCP using our created service account to upload files into our bucket. And we tried command gcloud storage rsync. And finally, we've seen how to schedule a job in Windows Task Scheduler and trigger the job automatically in a specific time. Alright, that's all for today. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.